Over 300 years ago our ancestors once again showed character of heart and soul. The February wind of 1710 did not carry mercy, it carried the biting chill of a frontier that tested a soul's resolve every single day. Inside the thick, whitewashed stone walls of the parish church, the air was dense with the scent of melted tallow, dry earth, and aged incense. Father Juan de Arellano stood near the heavy oak doors, his dark robes rustling as he looked down at the bundle resting in a small wicker basket. The infant inside was barely a week old, wrapped in coarse wool. She had no lineage, no proud family name to shield her from the brutal social hierarchy of New Spain. In the margin of the parish ledger, she was simply noted as a hija de la iglesia, a child of the church, a foundling left to the elements or to the grace of God. Father Arellano looked up as the heavy doors to his office creaked, expecting a weary traveler. Instead, the shadows parted to reveal the next generation of frontier leadership. Antonio Longoria stepped forward first. He was a young man already carrying himself with the quiet authority of an adult of high standing, poised to conquer a new decade on the rough frontier. Beside him stood his sister, Maria Longoria, his equal in every sense of the word. Her gaze was fixed entirely on the basket. This was not a matter of casual charity, it was a calculated statement of presence. In a world where alliances were forged in silver or blood, the Longoria siblings chose to forge theirs at the baptismal font. They were unmarried, young, and fiercely ambitious, the dynamic vanguard of their bloodline. By stepping forward together, they weren't just observing the community, they were anchoring themselves right at the center of its spiritual fabric. Who claims this child? Father Arellano's voice echoed off the high-beamed ceiling. We do, Antonio replied, his voice steady, grounding the family name into the 1710 soil. Maria reached down, gently lifting the newborn into her arms. She looked at Antonio, a silent understanding passing between the siblings. This child would not be cast aside. They gave her a name fit for a legacy. Maria Savieda. Father Arellano dipped his thumb into the sacred oils, tracing the sign of the cross on the infant's forehead. Maria Saviera. Yo te bautizo en el nombre del Padre, y del Hijo, y del Espíritu Santo. As the Latin words drifted into the rafters, the priest turned his piercing gaze to the brother and sister. He formally warned them of the parentesco espiritual, the profound spiritual relationship they had just contracted, and the lifelong obligation to guard this child's soul and teach her Christian doctrine. Antonio nodded firmly. Maria held the baby tighter. Later that evening, by the flickering light of a single candle, Father Juan de Arellano opened the heavy leather-bound register. His quill scratched against the heavy paper, weaving the same elegant script that would document this family's rise for years to come. He noted the date, on the 13th day of the month of February of the year 1710. He penned the child's status and then, with deliberate strokes, he locked the godfather and godmother into history. For anyone who would open this book in the centuries to come, the message was clear. When the frontier left a child unprotected, the Longorias stood shoulder to shoulder to answer the call. Father Arellano pressed his elaborate rubric signature onto the page. The ink dried. The alliance was ironclad.